We have a presentation by Mr. Ambuj Bhalla, Chief Information Security Officer, BharatPe. Over to you. Again,
A very good evening to all of you. My name is Ambuj Bhalla. I head the cyber vertical for BharatPe. I would like to express my gratitude to MSDC and APAC Network for having me here and expressing my thoughts on how can we use new age technology and innovations for combating the cyber events happening in the emerging environment. Uh, Before I actually start, can anyone recognize the gentleman on the screen? Anyone? Sorry? No. So he is Mr. Dick Cheney, who is the 46th former vice president of the US. Uh, why is he here? Can anyone relate? Why is he here? We are all living in a digital environment, right? We all are associated with digital assets, right? Can someone now think of as to why is he here? Okay, let me tell you. So he would have been digitally murdered by a set of terrorists had FBI not been activated on time and heard the communication, and they would have stopped the pacemaker implanted in his heart, and he would have been digitally murdered. So the pace is right. So we talking digitization, but digitization is already there, right. So the business models that we look at in today's time, right, all business models which are digital native, they work on three pillars: the technology, which is changing at a very faster pace; the business models that are being created, and the consumerization, right? So the technology is available to the consumer at the click of button, which essentially means that the digital businesses are going to stay here for some more time, right? Digital businesses are the future for the organizations, right? Talking about the fintech space, right? If you look at the fintech space has evolved considerably in the last couple of years. Like the digital payment system, there's been a surge in the digital payments, primarily because of two factors: the technology advancements that have happened in the recent past, and the robust infrastructure initiatives that have been taken by the government, right? If you look at the real time dominance, right, India has attributed close to 90 million transactions, which is like 46% of the global real time payment in the history. If you look at the UPI's momentum, right, they're close to 11 billion transactions that have happened in August. What does this essentially mean is that there is a remarkable growth happening on the UPI on the size and volume, right? And what is projected is that by PwC is that this will go up to 90% on the retail digital model by 2027. What does this implicate? That there's a lot of volume and data that we deal in the financial and the fintech sector, right? Is this worth? Is it um, is it uh, 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 is it prone to any kind of cyber attacks? Yes, we will have to look at it. So we will have to protect this data from uh, the fintech. I'm so sorry. Why is fintech why is cybersecurity important in the fintech spaces? Because of two critical reasons. One is the critical and the confidential information that fintech sector deals with, right? It will have all essential records, your financial volumes, your PII, etc. And on top of it, there is a regulator imperatives as well. There was a The cybersecurity is being emphasized. If you look at the global fest that happened, CFO himself has stressed upon having a, sector spend on cybersecurity and having reasonable controls in the cyberspace. So, what are the drivers for driving? What are the drivers for having cybersecurity in any organization? Are threefold, right? Threat related, which is evolved from traditional insider threats to, highly sophisticated attacks, and the compliance related requirements. I think fellow colleague talked about DPDP Act and the other regulatory requirements, and the business models that are being created. So, talking about some of the examples of sophisticated attacks that we see in any uh, cloud native organization or a digital organization are multifold, right? You will have targeted attacks, social engineering attacks, credential stuffing attacks, zero day attacks. Right? So, how can we combat these attacks with the new age technology? I think this 4 5 principles that are very essential for any fintech or any digital organization to basically build their strategy on. One is secure by design. Fellow colleague talked about this already, but the essence here is that building a product or commodity, whenever you're considering building a product or commodity, connecting cybersecurity as a foundation, right? And connecting it all layers, at the conceptual layer, at the design layer, at the development layer, at the verification layer, and at building resiliency. uh, I think complementing to secure design is having the shift left approaches. So obviously we know that a cost of fixing a bug is always high, and so uh, applying shift left approaches and integrating cybersecurity right in time, in all layers of your processes or infrastructure or application will obviously elevate that posture. um, I think one very strong mechanism for combating any cyber threat is having a very strong layer of authentication, understanding the crown jewels, and having systems like biometric based authentication systems or risk based authentication systems will obviously help in combating cyber threats, the emerging cyber threats. I think these days there a lot of emphasis is needed on doing a behavioral based analytics and understanding the user behaviors, and taking dynamic decisions as to when dynamic decision based upon the patterns. It obviously helps in mitigating the fraud and reducing the risk, and also helps in looking at unauthorized accesses. Continuous monitoring and alerting is also an essential element. So I think in the fintech space, we have these systems of basically anti money laundering systems and fraud management systems, right? NPCI in itself has implemented the system where they monitor all transactions, right? Likewise, the systems are available in the cyberspace as well. So you can there's a need to implement evolving next gen socks, and running having run books and defining various kind of simulations that will obviously help in elevating the cyber posture of an organization. And lastly, I would say that enforcing zero trust makes more sense in today's time. So if you look at the right side of this image, right? If these are the crown jewels of an organization, right? So the environments or the infrastructure of an organization, which could be public clouds or private clouds, or the cloud SaaS based applications, right? Any accesses happening to an environment will be the left side. There will be access based on a user or on a device or on a location based access. So understanding these behaviors and having a decision tree in the middle that defines the dynamic policies as and when needed, and implements. So for example, let's say Ambuj is you suppose is most of the time is always accessing from India, and tomorrow there is an access happening from Singapore. So there's a dynamic engine that understands this pattern and elevates the posture, right? It may step up the authentication, it may say a risk based authentication, or it can say just block that access. um, so enforcing zero trust into your environment will obviously help. So if I look at some of the key takeaways, is that the threat landscape is evolving. There's a use of cutting edge technology, and AI is essentially helping in the cyberspace as well. The key of building, cyber the fintech ecosystem, the key perspective is that having three layered defense mechanism. One is have a cyber defensive and offensive controls, build a cyber SOC for if early detection, and have a cyber incident response plan. All of this works when there's this is driven as a culture, and there is support from the management. Thank you.
I think if you have any question, we can take that offline. So quickly, there's a question for Chandrasekhar Gaur from Extronet Technologies. Chandrasekhar, there's a question that how does your Synergy security platform integrate with current enterprise systems and infrastructure, and how does it future-proof against evolving cyber threats with the adoption of emerging technologies like AI, IoT? So quickly, your take on that. Maybe 2 to 3 minutes.
So yeah, I think there's a issue of complexity in the cyberspace and cybersecurity. So there's so much out there, like so many regulations and so many data privacy, consent requirements, and all of that. So organization finds it difficult to navigate their way, and it's kind of, you are so secure if you close down yourself in a room and cut off all the communications, but that's not possible, right? So, how to go out there with confidence that you are totally secure and you are still able to digitize your business? And that's the key question for any system integrator, to answer, like MPSCDC. They need to ensure that they're choosing the right technologies and the tools to provide, the solutions to their customers, which are the government departments, and then they in turn will provide solutions to the citizens. So Synergy is a platform approach to developing a digitized, solution, and this platform takes care of a lot of these issues. It's similar to, you can say, keeping your assets secure. You can keep it in a vault in a bank, and then let the bank take care of all the things. Rather than you trying to create a small storage lockers within your offices, it's better to keep all your data in a secure place, and that's where the cloud comes into play. So the Synergy actually leveraging the cloud technology to help you in serving your customers without thinking a lot about how to comply to the regulations and how to make yourself secure, because the platform takes care of all these aspects. So this is in a nutshell.
Right, right, right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think that brings us to the end of this session. We have merged 2, 3 sessions here, so maybe we can end this session by naming it as cloud security, safeguarding critical infrastructure and enterprises, and the road ahead for cyber laws in India. So maybe amalgamating 3 topics together just to conclude this session. Thank you so much. A huge round of applause for all our esteemed speakers for this session. I request Sri Abhijit Agarwal, you can just come on stage for once and hand over token of appreciation to our esteemed speakers. We can start from this side. So we can start with Shantanu Khandelwal, cybersecurity expert, Singapore. Huge round of applause for him, please. To Mol Srivastav, technology lawyer. Mol Srivastav, technology lawyer. To Khushbu Jain, advocate from Supreme Court of India and partner of ARC Legal. To Mr. Ambuj Bhalla, Chief Information Security Officer, BharatPe. To Dr. Shishir Kumar Shandilya from Devi Ahilya University, Indore. To Mr. Chandrasekhar Gaur, Director Technical Extronet Technologies Private Limited. And can we have a group photo together, please? So can we have a group photo with you? This brings us to the end of this session. But before we move to the exciting part of this conference, which will be a live demo by Nikhil Mahadeshwar on digital forensic, we'll have a short presentation by Dr. Nitin Chauhan, Senior Project Manager, Managed Cloud Services, ESRI India. So I invite Dr. Nitin Chauhan to come on stage and give his presentation. That's the industry presentation. I request him to be precise, 8 to 10 minutes. If you can be, that will help to us. Thank you so much. Yeah, Shantanu, can you please come on stage for this group photo, please? And after this presentation, we'll have a live demo by Nikhil Mahadeshwar, who is the founder of Cybersecurity India, and with him, Tushar Verma. He's a cybersecurity consultant from Dubai.